Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on lockdown Thursday here in Melbourne. Let's go up to our friends up in Queensland and, of course, speak with the newly crowned Ruby Series champions, because that is the Brisbane North Cougars, of course, who knocked off the two-time defending champions, of course, the Carina Leagues Club Tigers by 19 goals in their grand final about a week and a half ago now. And, of course, we got three very special guests joining us right now from the Cougars Ruby Series team to tell us a bit about it. Thanks all you for joining us.
No worries.
I will get each of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position all three you played on grand final day.
I'll go first. I'm Mon, Monique Piunti, and I played wing attack on grand final day.
I'm Georgina, or Nina, because it's easier to call me that on court, and I played wing defence.
Hi, I'm Larika Malangama, and I played goal shooter.
Tell us a bit about the grand final. Well, actually, the final series, really, because you actually versed the same team twice in the final series against the Carina Leagues Club Tigers. Obviously, you beat them twice in the last two games. Tell us a bit about both the semis and the grand final.
Well, Tigers are definitely one of the more dominant teams in the comp, and we definitely view them as our direct competition, given that we were both in the grand final last year with them and went down to them last year. And yeah, it was a bit nerve-wracking going into the semi, because I think we had one win against them and one loss against them in the round game. So yeah, we were expecting a big game, and it was a hard game, but we did manage to take it out by about 7 or 8, which, you know, is like a fair bit compared to what we're used to playing with them, like the sort of margin that we're used to playing with them against, but not huge. So we were expecting a big game in the grand final. So I think to come away with the 19 points was a bit unexpected, but nonetheless, we're all really proud of.
Just before the semis, obviously you managed to complete pretty much the whole season in regards to the home and away season in particular. Now, of course, the last time you versed the Tigers, you lost. And then you were going to play the Tigers straight after your last game before the season, but obviously you went to lockdown for 2 weeks before that semi. And then obviously you couldn't play again for another 2 weeks after you got out of lockdown. So it was pretty much a month since you actually last played. What did you do in that 1 month that you had to prepare for a semi-final?
There was a lot of imaginary throwing and catching the ball. There's a few videos of that. Because, it's hard to play a game that's pretty, body on body when you can't. There was a lot of just at home running, getting out of skipping rope, doing little ladder works. And yeah, it was pretty tricky. It was pretty tough. We had to, just keep encouraging each other. But it was a nice kind of relax, and then, to switch on again. It was quite refreshing, actually.
Pretty good.
Considering, I think you went straight back into it just before the end of the month of August. And it was pretty quick turnaround, really, because the semi-finals was played on maybe a Monday or Tuesday, and then if you didn't get past, obviously, if you didn't go straight through, you had to play a Thursday, and then you had to play again on a Tuesday, which was obviously very unusual for the Sapphires and Ruby Series to play on games in midweek. I guess, how did you manage to, do really quick turnarounds like that, considering, you had to play one and then you'd play another one a couple of days later?
All right, I'll go. Well, I think we were even given the sort of unpredictability of the COVID situation, where I think the sport restrictions got lifted 2 days before we actually played. So the first time we played properly was in the semi-final. So I think we sort of knew that the final series was going to be tricky in terms of turnaround, because we knew it was going to be squished into that week. So I think we had talked about it beforehand, and the mental side of that, I think we were over. It would have been physically quite tricky had we had to play the prelim that weird midweek Thursday game, but luckily we didn't have to do that. But I think, yeah, being mentally on top of it and being sort of prepared for it, and having chatted about that, when we were in lockdown, because we were expecting it, was definitely would have helped us a lot.
Were you worried at any stage that you weren't going to play finals?
Very worried. It's very long. It's a very big season, and a lot of effort, blood, sweat, tears go into it, and it would have been very upsetting if we didn't
Yeah, so true.
ended up playing.
Yeah, it was a bit dicey because I think we actually had to finish the season by the end of August, I think, due to like the court availability. So it was really like dependent on that one sort of decision because we only literally had then a week to complete those games. So yeah, it was very lucky.
Watching your grand final, and it was quite strange for me because I actually sponsor both teams in that grand final, so I really couldn't lose either way. But I felt that the game was over probably in the first 5 minutes of that game. I just thought he's completely jumped them from the start, didn't let them back in it. Was that the way that you felt?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe the first 3 minutes was a little bit like we were just finding our feet, but after that, yeah, I agree with you. We did pretty much perfectly execute what we wanted to do, which was really good. And yeah, it did sort of come from that first 5 minutes even.
And then once you get, once you get all your confidence, it's just so easy to finish out a game like that when we're all playing really well, really happy out on court. So it's really definitely those, the first 5 minutes are the critical ones to just get yourself good for the rest of the game.
Monique, I need to ask you this next question. Now, I know that you got the grand final MVP on the day. So to ask you, number one, were you surprised that you got it? And number two, how do you think you actually played yourself in that grand final?
Yeah, I was surprised that I got it because like thinking about the talent out on court and like I know the girls in my team and even the Tigers side were just great throughout the game and throughout the season, but I know it's focused on the game, but there's a lot of great players out there and I think our team in particular had some great performances. Just I think we all performed better than we ever have all season. We really pulled it out of the bag. So yeah, I was surprised. It could have been anyone on court. And yeah, I think personally I did play well. I did my job, which is basically to feed the shooters and make as little mistakes as possible. And I think I did that. And I always try and make as little error as possible. And I think that game was a good game for that, which is good. And I think we kept like a good possession of the ball throughout the whole game, which was good which is why we ended up with that margin. I think we converted all our turnovers and kept possession of the ball. So yeah, I think I played my role.
Were you surprised the result, how it panned out? Like 19 goals, considering it was the top two team, definitely the top two best two teams in the comp. But the way you completely put them to the sword.
Yeah, definitely. It was a big shock that we actually won by that much because like at the beginning of the season, we were like, we won one and then lost one to them and like they were pretty close margin. So it was unexpected as well, but it was a good feeling though.
I can see you got your premiership medals around your necks.
Oh, I got mine.
So I'll get all three to show it to us. There they are. So the question I want to ask all three is, how long did you wear your medals around your necks for? And did any of you sleep with it?
I definitely wore mine until I got home, definitely. I did take it off to shower, which was, hard in itself, but I did take it off to shower. I didn't sleep with it, but I did watch the replay of the game before I went to bed that night. So
a lot.
Yeah.
We wore it as well when we had a team dinner and we all had to wear it then as well. So we did get to do that. But the next day, because we played on a Tuesday, the next day was a school day. So I was wearing it, in my heart. I didn't get to physically wear it, but I was, emotionally, my pride, I was definitely wearing it.
Mon, do you have your best on court MVP medal with you as well?
Yeah, it's just, yeah. This is
Yes,
it. Looks the same. It's white though, instead of maroon.
I might get you to wear that as well.
All right. If you insist.
Now, of course, It was a very special day for the Cougars because not just yourselves that won it, but the Sapphire managed to make it a three-peat themselves with a win as well against the QUT by about 25 goals, very similar to how your game actually panned out, actually. Now, yes, how good was it to support the team? You know, you could, considering I'm assuming you were still celebrating from your victory.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I think given that we train with those girls at least once a week, and seeing all the hard work that they put in as well as ourselves, it's really nice to see their hard work pay off as well. And we know how hard they train, and to see them succeed is just as good as because we are all the one club. So yeah, it was really nice to see them win like that.
Now I have to ask, did you have to wait before the game finishes before you got your presentation of the medal and the shield?
Yep.
So how exciting, I guess, number one, I guess how exciting was it? Were you like counting down those minutes to the end of their game, knowing that, you know, you're going to get your hands on that shield?
I think watching their game was pretty enjoying in itself. So I wasn't really, counting down the minutes as such. And we were all sitting together and stuff. So yeah, I think it was all right. I didn't really notice the time fly by.
All three have a chance to have a photo with that shield, which I think it's a pretty big shield. I'm pretty sure. Not as big.
It was pretty big,
but I'm sure it's still big.
Yeah, it was pretty big. I think I did get some photos with it.
I didn't. I didn't get any photos. I was like, oh my gosh.
It was pretty big though, I'm pretty sure. Like when we were holding it, it was a solid piece.
Yeah, it was pretty big. I think in the photo it covers my whole body. So like, I think it must be pretty big.
About your amazing coaches, because I'm sure your coaches would have made a huge difference in the way the team played throughout the season.
So Patty's our coach. She is an amazing coach as well. She's like very good. She's also my school coach. So like I have her I like see her like every day as well, which is really good. She could also pass out as a best friend, which is really good as well.
Oh.
And as for our assistant coach, Lauren, she's also a really nice person, and like the knowledge that they bring for us is like really good, as like like they're feeding into the younger kids as they come up to the big competitions, if you know.
Yeah, I think they did really well in terms of dealing with the unpredictability of the season, because it's hard for us as players to be training and trying to keep fit in that period of lockdown and when we couldn't play, but it's also really hard for the coaches to be able to plan around that and sort of keep up morale and keep us motivated when we don't actually know when we're going to be able to play. So I think they did really, really well with that as well.
And they definitely were really good at forming those connections with us. We could always go to them and have those tough conversations if we ever needed to. And so, yeah, it's not just a coach-player relationship. It was, had a next level.
How special is this team?
Really special. I think a lot of us have been in this team for a couple of years, and having missed out on the grand final last year and being able to hold strong with like minimal changes and be able to, have an outcome like that is really great. And we're a really great bunch of girls as well. We're all really good friends. So it's really good.
So tell us a bit about your amazing captain.
Maddie Grant. Yeah, I could not believe how well she played in our grand final and how well she led. She was amazing. I feel like, she really, particularly for those final series, she really was a massive motivator for us. And she really, held it together. Not that it was falling apart, but like she really made us, really gelled with us more than like ever before. So I think she did really well.
How did all three get involved in netball, and why did you choose it?
Netball. I joined netball. I have an older sister, so I was always around it when I was younger, and I can't say no to my mum coaching. So that's pretty much how I got into it. Nothing too exciting.
Yeah, I started like Net Set Go, or Net as it was called, I think when I was about 5. I think my mum got me into it because she played netball, and a lot of the girls from my kindy were doing it. So yeah, that's how I got into it. And I just sort of kept going through the club system.
I actually first started netball in New Zealand, and I got into it because of mum, because she was also a netballer herself. So I just wanted to live that dream out for her, but also for myself.
All three you mentioned right at the start what position all three play on the court. If you had a preferred position where you'd like to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be?
I'd have to say in shooter. They'll never let me. I always try and pretend that I'm a shooter. They'll never let me play there. But I just feel like shooters, like when you just put away like a really long bomb, they just get all the glory. I feel like just to live that out for one game would just be amazing.
I'm gonna have to agree. Do it, a massive hair flick when I get it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that, to be honest, but I would like a position I would like to play. I would actually like to be a midi, to be honest, like a center, like just running around, controlling the game as well. I don't know, just seemed fun.
And what does the sport of netball mean to all three, and especially being part of the Brisbane North Cougars?
I think netball is a great opportunity for me to be competitive and to like form great relationships with people and other girls. And particularly with the Cougars, we are a really competitive group, and we push each other to keep performing to our best. And yeah, we don't sort of have room for people who don't put in like maximum effort at all times. And I think that's why we're such a high performing club. And that's sort of one of the reasons that I love playing netball, is just constantly trying to get better. So I think, yeah, we do that at Cougars really well.
Yeah, I absolutely love playing netball and just the sport in general. I think it's really awesome, at training, being surrounded by these, powerful, awesome ladies, just being in such an awesome community, just with so much strength and just so much love. It just holds a special place.
Yeah, and also like to take a break from life, like you're going into something to do something that you love as well, like, have a break from reality.
Do either of you have any future ambitions in the sport of netball?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to keep playing it for as long as I can and get as high as I can. So yeah, definitely. I don't have any plans to give up anytime soon. So
What would be your advice to people that should get involved in netball, especially up in the Brisbane North area?
Is to always keep in mind that everyone's watching, like anyone, like all eyes are all on you at all times. So like just keep, like having a good attitude, because that could take you to places as well. And like also like, I don't know, trying your best.
well, I just think, yeah, I agree with what Larika said. Like doing your best and putting in hard work is so overlooked sometimes, because people think that it's all about talent when it's really not. That only plays a little role. So I think people getting into netball, no matter where you start or where you think, what level you think you're starting at, you can always improve if you're committed and put the work in. So yeah, I think my advice would be just to stick at it and be determined in when you play.
My bit of advice would be to never say no, to always, seize every opportunity to get yourself out on court, because it's awesome. You don't want to be, on the sideline. You want to be out there giving it your best go. So just take every opportunity and, yeah, never say no, really.
Now, I have to ask this one as well. You might as well give your local junior netball club a bit of a shout out. And have you ever gone back there to help out?
Oh, so I played for Saints Netball Club down at Metropolitan Districts Netball Association. And yeah, I have been back to coach a few times to fill in. I don't coach regularly there, but yeah, I've definitely been back, and yeah, it's good.
Well, I first started playing in Brisbane here at Mayfield at Metropolitan against Mon, but then moved up to Darwin and started playing at Nightcliff Tigers. And played there for a long time. So, and I always go back there whenever I'm up, go watch, the Premier League play and, get around seeing my little girls I used to coach a couple of years ago. So yeah, always go back there.
I first started at Redlands, and I played for the Raiders. and I have not been back. Been busy with netball and like balancing school as well. And because it's pretty far away from where I live.
So, Georgina and Monique, I need to ask you this question concerning, I think Georgie just mentioned before, about you both played against each other when you play at Metro. So, who managed to come up on top when you versed against each other?
Oh, club level, I am not sure. Saints was pretty good back in the day. But then so was Mayfield. So I don't know. I do remember though when I played for Metro and Nina played for Downey, I do believe Metro did come out on top. So I'll take that.
So
that's the way I remember it. So.
Let's finish up with a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the court this season and what was it?
Mon gets hit a few times. She gets taken out. They're quite funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we do
that Tigers one.
Funny for you, maybe. Not so funny for me when it's happening, but no, I can look back at the footage and laugh about it. There's definitely some good ones in there, for sure.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Comedian, I'd say Maddie Davies. She's our
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Who zips around the court, always gets along with everyone. Best singer?
Larrica, I reckon.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, definitely you. And what was the other best dancer?
I dance a lot at training, but I'm not a good dancer, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, depends what good defines.
I think Larrica's
maybe Gizzy. And Larrica.
Yeah. And Giz. Izzy, yeah.
So Giz is coordinated in that way.
I know there's this thing called TikTok. So the question I want to ask all three is, who's into their TikToks and is any of them TikTok famous?
I'm not TikTok famous, personally. I feel like Larrica, you're on TikTok, right?
Yep, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd say like I don't have a big platform, but like I've got quite a few. It's Yeah.
Yes, Larrica, definitely.
Yeah, we'll say Larrica.
She's just being humble.
Do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I brush my teeth before I leave. I don't no matter what time of day, I just have to brush my teeth. I don't know why. I just don't feel right if I don't do it.
I like to put like my left shoe and my left sock on first.
I like to I like to drink the powder of the Powerade by itself and then just put water and just drink it with water. Like a pre-workout.
Like pre-workout?
Or something. Yeah,
pre-workout.
Like it just gives me a lot of energy.
Does the team have a pump-up song to hype the team up before a game?
Not really. The music they play when we're warming up is pretty good, actually. I would pump up to those songs.
Friday. Is it one? Yeah, we like that one.
Yeah, that's a great song.
I didn't know a song that, but
it was a new discovery this season.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone on the team have really good nicknames?
Well, we call our Isabel Shearer, we call her Giz. I don't really know what it came from. I think it's a cool nickname though. Everyone mispronounces it, but yeah, I think it's a cool nickname.
Giz calls Mon. What does she call you?
Manooni.
Manooni
Patuni.
That's just a Giz thing though.
Yeah, that's just her. Yeah, because my name is like frequently mispronounced, so that's just her taking the mickey out of me, but it's all right. She does actually know how to pronounce it properly, so I'll let it slide.
As I mentioned, I think a couple of questions ago, obviously we're one of your sponsors this year, and of course sponsoring the Sapphire and the Ruby series. How special to have a interstate sponsor?
Yeah, I think it's really special. We're super grateful for all our sponsors because we know how important and valuable it is to be able to play at this level. But it's great to see external sponsors, especially ones from out of state, seeing valuing netball in the same way that we do, and valuing our opportunity to play in the same way that we do. So it's really encouraging to see, and especially for the sport in general, it's really good to see.
One pretty much now, it's so really special for us because we're it's not every day you get to put on your Cougars dress and go out, and it's awesome to have people supporting that, especially interstate, because showing interest in what we love is just amazing. Just makes us love it more.
Yeah, and it's also one of the reasons why we get the opportunity to go out on court and play and represent the Cougar.
When you played your grand final, you played on the same court that only a couple of days earlier that the Suncorp Super Netball grand final was played. And of course, I'm pretty sure they still kept that super shot thing on the show court. So the question I want to ask you is, especially to the shooters in this call, did you try to do a super shot?
To be honest, I wouldn't know, because what's in my head is just turn and shoot. So I don't really mind where I shoot from.
95%
really
of our
close.
goals,
I reckon
ones that Larrica shoots are definitely super shots.
I was just going to say, Larrica definitely puts away the long bombs frequently during our game. So I reckon she puts them in from the super shot range all the time.
Yeah. We would have won by a lot more if we had that super shot. You can drop them in from anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
All three, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It was absolutely enjoyable watching that grand final only about a week and a bit ago now, and congratulations, well deserved, and can't wait to hopefully come up to Queensland next year, hopefully it's a bit better than this year, and hopefully get to watch you play in person and support the mighty Cougars in 2022.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you
so much for having us.
No worries. And of course, that was the Brisbane North Cougars Ruby Series champions for 2021, beating the Carina Leagues Club Tigers by 19 points at the end, 58-39 in the grand final. Well, not Tuesday just gone, but the Tuesday before that. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.